Hello, my name is Chelsea Tanner. I'm going to be talking about how we don't sound forced in the high octave of the flute. A lot of times we try to tense and force those notes out up there, and it leads to a lack of resonance, kind of like unwanted sounds, maybe in our throat or otherwise, maybe some closing of the throat, and we feel like we can't use our air to its full potential. So I'm going to talk about the things that you can troubleshoot with today, what to focus on when you do exercises in the third octave, and how to change your sound, because we have to change our body to change our sound. So first things first principles for a third octave note, we need fast air, right? If we're going to play in the higher range of the instrument, we need faster air. Lower, slower. If we are going to play at a forte dynamic, very loud dynamic, we're going to use more air. If we are playing at a soft dynamic, we are going to use less. So we need to use less air, but it still needs to be quite fast if we're playing a soft, high note. That's where the difficulty of this comes in. So a lot of times we tense our throat and we tense our shoulders and we try to force a high note out, right? And that sort of sound can happen, but it does sound quite tense because our throat is tense. You can bet money that if you have tension in your body around your instrument, your sound is going to sound tense because our body creates our sound. So as we breathe in, we want to breathe in the way we would like to breathe out. That's troubleshooting thing number one. Are you breathing in and holding? If so, you might pressurize that air in your lungs and it's going to come out at a higher velocity or a higher volume than we want it to. We don't have as much control. So I would say breathe in and breathe out. I never breathe in unless I'm ready to play the note. So I'm never breathing before I put my flute to my face. I'm always setting, then breathing, and then playing, only breathing in when I'm ready so I can time it accordingly with a fluidity of air that feels natural to breathe in the manner in which I want to breathe out. So that's thing number one to check. Thing number two, these are in no particular order, but check your entire body for tension. Start with your feet. How are you sitting? How are your feet on the ground? Is there tension in your lower body? If I play with tension in my lower body, I tensed my legs just now, you could probably hear my voice change, right? The resonance of my voice was different. Tense up your legs and untense them. See what happens. That is going to affect your sound. Lower body tension, our tension within our torso. We want to support our air. We want to engage certain muscles in our torso to help facilitate air support, meaning the rate in which we are exhaling and the speed of the air that comes out. However, we don't want to tense our muscles up so that our throat closes or any other tension is created in our body. That's something else to think about. Another is how we are set up physically here. I like to think about my shoulder blades being flush against my rib cage and the weight being distributed on the front of my spine. If you need to look at a diagram, please Google a skeleton from the side and kind of notice how your spine curves. So I'm not arching my back, I'm not hunching forward, but rather I am letting my shoulder blades flush against my rib cage, my collarbone hang over my rib cage. Okay, here. And then my head is not turtling like this, it's not going like that. Just sitting on top of my head, and that is the setup. If any one of those things feels out of alignment to you, reset. It takes about 2.5 seconds to reset all of this, and it is well worth your time before every time you pick up your flute. I promise. What we want to do is check the space within our mouth. So how much space is in your mouth? How open is your mouth? Is there any tension here? Or are you able to release the jaw and release any tension in your ears too? I can wiggle my ears, and if you can, and there's tension here, see if you can release it. Then observe. I have about a pinky's amount of space in my mouth as I'm playing. That's what it is. And that is going to create resonant space. This is going to relax a little bit. It's going to make space for the air in my mouth so that I don't feel like I'm pinching and squeezing to make the air go faster. I have resonant space here, and I am directing here. I am pushing my bottom lip forward to cover more of the embouchure hole, because that will in turn make the air go faster if we have a smaller space here. And I am aiming a little bit up as I do that, so as to not catch maybe as much air here, because we don't need a lot of air for high notes. We just need fast air, okay? Then I think about my tongue, because our tongue, when we swallow food, it closes off our windpipe. It engages in the back. So I want to make sure my tongue is inactive in the back. It's wide in my mouth. It's between my top and bottom teeth. It sits really wide in my mouth. Okay? So try all of those things, but one at a time. Now, the thing that's most important here, the thing that will be the difference between you having forced sounding high notes and not, is this: your commitment to the physicality rather than the outcome of the sound. Your commitment to the physicality of whatever you're doing here is going to be what makes the sound tense, right, in your body, and get it out. Like, congratulations, you got the note out, but it's not the quality that you want. So commit to the physicality of aligning everything instead of getting it out at all costs. I hope that was helpful. That was just the quickest rundown I could have possibly given you, but best of luck.